Good evening. Coming up tonight.
Legal issues abound for the student debt relief program. What happens next tonight?
Plus, our Gamecocks are nationally ranked after a big win over the weekend.
And later, homecoming is this week. Find out what fun events are in store for you.
But first, our meteorologist Caiden Dinkins is in the studio here with us now. Caiden, what can we expect to see this weekend?
Well, those temperatures, as you've noticed, have been feeling a little bit warmer, and that is due to something that was behind that cold front last week, but that's not before another cold front sweeps in at the end of this week. More details on that forecast coming up tonight on SGTV Student News at 7.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio.
This is Student News at 7.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Riley Hackett.
And I'm Caroline Smith. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Applications are open for President Biden's student debt relief program, but borrowers may not be getting any relief after all. A federal appeals court blocked the program on Friday after a coalition of red states filed a request for an injunction.
The Republican legislators who've taken up the case against the Biden administration say they'd like the court to consider whether presidents have the power to disperse $400 billion in relief. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the 8th Circuit granted an administrative stay to consider the injunction request.
This means the court must deliberate the program's legality before it can continue. The 22 million applicants who have already signed up will not see any debt relief in the meantime. Just a day earlier, U.S. District Judge Attreat dismissed the coalition's lawsuit. Also on Thursday, U.S. Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett denied a separate case looking to pause the program.
The Biden administration hopes to cancel $10,000 in debt for individuals making less than $125,000 a year and cap the maximum monthly payments for borrowers. Pell Grant recipients would also receive an extra $10,000.
The court has not announced when the case will be heard, but until then, the Biden administration cannot disperse any of the relief money, but they are continuing to encourage borrowers to apply.
The annual Taste of Orangeburg Festival brought local restaurants and the community together on Sunday afternoon. Orangeburg's Downtown Revitalization Association held the event for its 14th year, bringing life to the downtown Orangeburg Square.
The event featured food, performances, dancing, and a costume contest. Local restaurants handed out taste-sized menu items to show what they had to offer. A Boo Bash was also held for children.
Another featured event was the Scarecrows on Russell Street contest, where contestants design a scarecrow ballerina, witch, pirate, or anything else. After a break from the event caused by COVID restrictions, the community welcomed back its signature annual event, which will return next fall.
A real estate investor named Adam Slipikoff became the first person Friday to buy a house in Colombia using NFTs. Slipikoff paid $175,000 for the house with a click of a button. He even signed the legal documents to solidify the sale digitally. This allowed him to avoid extra fees that homebuyers usually face.
He says, quote, "This really is the future of how people buy houses," end quote. Since 2020, property purchases in cryptocurrency, or as NFTs, have slowly become more popular across the country. Borrowers can even finance a mortgage with cryptocurrency and use their digital money as collateral.
Companies like Milo, Abra, XBTO, and Ledden help potential homebuyers finance properties through cryptocurrency mortgages are only available right now in certain regions and budgets.
Columbia Mayor Daniel Rickman is encouraging residents to consider this method of home buying, hoping to increase the number of houses sold in the city.
Rickman says, quote, "The fact that you can buy a home this way and finance it, why would you not look at all these opportunities to make sure," end quote.
A haunted house in Casey is bringing hope to those with disabilities by first bringing some fright to haunted house lovers. The Hall of Horrors is put on by the nonprofit Junior Chamber Initiative, also called the JCs, and has been running every year since the 1980s.
The haunt began as a way for the community to raise money for Camp Hope, which is a summer camp in the upstate for children and adults with cognitive disabilities and special needs.
Stacy Spencer, the president of the Casey West Columbia JCs, is proud of the event's fundraising ability, saying, quote, "We can raise anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 a year for the camp," end quote.
There is still one more weekend to experience this Hall of Horrors, with Halloween being the last day of the attraction. Tickets and more information are available on the Hall of Horrors website. Now, I'm not one for like scary stuff, haunted houses, so I might skip this one.
I might skip it too. I also am not the biggest fan of haunted houses, but I do love a good cause.
Absolutely.
Coming up after the break, the latest in Gamecock sports. Stay close. The South Carolina Gamecocks had a big win against Texas A&M over the weekend. SGTV News 4 sports reporter Tyler Perrone has the scoop. What have you got for us, Tyler?
The Gamecock football team hosted the Texas A&M Aggies on Saturday, which ended with a score of 30-24 in favor of South Carolina. Xavier Legette started the game off strong for USC by returning the opening kickoff for a touchdown. Running backs Marshawn Lloyd and Christian Beal-Smith were key contributors to the Gamecock win, as the backfield duo combined for 104 yards and 3 touchdowns. The number 25 ranked Gamecocks will host the Missouri Tigers for the U of SC homecoming game this Saturday, October 29th at 4 p.m. On Sunday, the number 21 ranked Gamecocks women's soccer team added another win to their season, bringing their record to 10 wins, 3 ties, and 4 losses. They bested the number 18 Tennessee Volunteers 6-1 in an SEC conference matchup, marking the largest win over a ranked opponent in program history. The Gamecocks scored 3 points in each half of play, with Shea O'Rourke and Karina Zullo each scoring 2 goals. The women's soccer team will also host the Missouri Tigers this week, with the game scheduled for 7 p.m. this Thursday, October 27th. That's what's going on in sports. For SGTV News 4 Sports, I'm Tyler Perrone. Back to you, Riley.
Thanks, Tyler. Coming up after the break, News 4 entertainment reporter Jenna Falconite will tell us what's going on in Cola. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Joining me now is entertainment reporter Jenna Falconite to fill us in on what's happening in Cola this weekend. What do you have for us, Jenna?
Homecoming week is underway at the university. Some of the main events planned include the Powder Puff football tournament on the Strom Field tomorrow night from 6 to 9 p.m. and Spurs and Struts, a student dance competition, at the Columbia Metropolitan Convention Center on Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m.
On Thursday, events include the NPHC Stroll Off from 6 to 9 at the Columbia Metropolitan Convention Center and U of Scream, a spooky haunted house from 9 p.m. to midnight at the Blatt PE Center.
The week will wrap up with the homecoming Paint the Town Garnet and Black block party on Friday from 5 to 10 p.m. in 5 Points that will feature delicious food, music, and games. And finally, the homecoming football game is scheduled for this Saturday, October 29th, where the Gamecocks will take on the Missouri Tigers.
Be sure to mark your calendars and attend to celebrate what it means and to be a Gamecock and to show your school spirit. That is a lot of homecoming events.
I know, they have a nice variety this year. There's definitely something for everyone.
Definitely. Just today I got free dinner out on Davis Field getting nachos for homecoming week.
Oh, that sounds amazing. And calling all lettuce lovers. Just yesterday, the U of SC Lettuce Club announced that their fall 2022 meeting will be held on Friday, November 18th at 2:30 p.m. out on Davis Field. The Lettuce Club only meets once per semester.
At the meeting, all members attempt to eat an entire head of lettuce. Whoever is the first to finish becomes the new president of the Lettuce Club, or the head of lettuce, and is in charge of scheduling the meeting for the following year.
Be sure to stop by Davis Field to participate or cheer on the competitors. Now, Caroline, I don't know about you, I love my vegetables, but I don't think I could eat an entire head of lettuce in one sitting.
I don't think I could either. I have been to a Lettuce Club meeting before, and they are just as chaotic as they sound.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
They are a lot of fun, and that's all your entertainment news for tonight. Coming up after the break, meteorologist Caiden Dinkins will let you know what the weather will be like for this week. We'll be right back.
And jumping right into things right now here in Columbia, South Carolina, it is 68 degrees. That dew point is 52. Those winds are going southwest, 1 mile an hour, not anything that we can feel right now. 58, pretty moderate for humidity, sky cover, a few clouds in the sky. It is calm and cool. Those overall highs for the Carolinas today, we had overall 70s to upper 60s on the coast, 69 through 68 on the coast in Myrtle Beach, Charleston, and Hilton Head. And then we can reach up to the lower 60s in the Midlands, and then if we jump into the upstate, we have lower 70s as well, but then we have an upper 60s in Greenwood at 69 for today. Relatively warm, but not as warm as we have seen, as well as tomorrow. It is going to be much warmer start to the week as that front passes through tomorrow, though. Those temperatures start to cool down cooler into the weekend, and then we have that possible rain on Saturday. Now let's take a look at what that looks like here for us. So coming up on Tuesday, those temperatures, and Wednesday, those temperatures are warming up to 80 degrees on Wednesday. It is nice and sunny, going to be nice and warm, but then those temperatures immediately start to decrease as we move on into the rest of the week. And then into the weekend, we do see possible rain on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Most likely Saturday and Sunday, as well as those chances are 20 to 30%. So keep an eye on that as you head out for game day or as you head out for any outdoor activities, and it is going to be much cooler. But no possible, nothing to worry about there, just to keep an eye on that rain as well as that front passes through. That's all I have for you guys tonight. Make sure to stay tuned for tonight's edition of Carolina Canines.
And finally, tonight's Carolina Canine features Smokey.
This picture was submitted by our very own PR director, Grace Weismantel. Smokey is a 9-year-old husky mix who loves running on the beach, walking in the forest, and singing.
And if that's not enough, Smokey often finds himself fighting the neighborhood critters.
Smokey is so cute. Huskies are my favorite type of dog, and he's got to be the best.
He is such a good dog. Grace is one of my best friends, and I am affronted that I have not yet met her dog.
You are killing it with the puns tonight.
That's all we have for tonight's edition of Student News at 7.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at SGTV at USC. And
to keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtvonline.com. For SGTV News 4, I'm Caroline Smith.
And I'm Riley Hackett. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina. Forever to thee.